Hey guys, hey, shout out to the Victory Replay Gang. I'm going to give you guys a little opportunity to get into the room. But hey, Mimi, thank you for being the first to be in the chat. I appreciate that. So, as you guys know, I'm doing a panel of why Black women should stop accepting the bare minimum. Oh my goodness. Hey, Brian. I appreciate you, boo. Hey, Ivy Pearl. Oh, that makes me feel special. I appreciate that. So, hey, Brian. Hey, Ivy Pearl. I'm just waiting for the ladies. Okay, actually, let me put the link down so that when they come, they can hit the link. So yeah, sorry, it's a little bit a minute or two behind you guys. Mine might be liking some time, but I do have things in place. So yeah, so basically what we are discussing today is how black women can move forward as a unit amongst your own. Hey Daria Boo, I appreciate that. Thank you, Mimi. When I say move forward amongst your own, I totally get that black women are not a monolith. We're not gonna always understand each other or even get along with each other. But I do feel like along the way there needs to be some empathy and understanding on every part of the or every part. So certain people they just have it in their head, not so much due to society. That's just what's inside of them. This is how I want my life to go. I know there's gonna be like pitfalls and highs and lows to this. I take that and it's worth it to me to live my life to this path. And everybody makes their little, choosings of what is okay. You gotta critique it and make it fit with you. Hold on. I don't know. Hold let's see who the first person is. Hey, hey HB. Hey boo.
Hey, Effie, how you doing?
I'm okay in yourself.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
And I appreciate you for coming, boo.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yeah, so I was just basically saying like what I want this live to be and why I was inviting people is because I feel like there's many paths to life and a lot as many people want to say like we are not a monologue in this category we're talking about women or you know what I'm saying black women especially like we're not a monologue as many times people share the memes and whatever about real speaker have no friends. A lot of people don't live up to them standards. So I just wanted to just have a conversation and let people know how to cope after the social media. So HB, thank you for coming. YouTube cameras, come hit this link.
Of course. Hey, YTC.
Mm-hmm.
Up it. I just want to make sure I get my gold star for being first.
Go ahead, ma'am. You got the floor.
No, my gold star, as in a sticker after
Oh,
everything.
my bad. Go ahead, boo. I'm sorry.
No, it's just virtual. But yeah, YTC, join us. What you waiting on? I didn't know she was gonna be
Right.
here.
Let me put the link again. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
she over here like
Now she saw that
she's
link.
yeah. She gonna hit it. Go ahead, YouTube camera. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Houston.
Oh no, I was joking. I said I wanted a gold star for being first. But yeah, I appreciate you inviting me to
Oh,
the
that's why
panel.
you were saying it. No,
Yeah,
you deserve a gold star
thank
just
you.
in general. I'm just gonna tell
Wow,
you that.
wow, it's
I
amazing.
appreciate you. Like just
Yeah,
how you represent yourself,
thank you.
like in a way, like I like that.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
appreciate
my
that.
boo sister. Hi,
I,
sister boo. Go ahead, babe.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, HB.
hello, sister. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
And sister, can I just say this from the rip? I am not trying to seduce you. This is just my voice. So
Oh,
I uppity knows that. So I just wanted you to understand. This is just this is just how I talk. Okay.
feel, feel free to do whatever it is you want, honey. Like
Oh,
yeah, it's your life.
oh. Okay, thank you.
And not too many people get that from sister, because you know they be a lot of people trying to sit up there and get in sister lane, and sister be like, "Look at
Sissy,
this
you better cut
beauty!
it
Like, let
out.
me give her the big screen. Let's
You better
go,
cut it out. What?
girl." I don't know how to do it, but like, yes, sister is all beauty,
Thank you.
chocolate gold stars
I'm
across the
gonna
board.
cam up when we're done. I got a call at 7:30 though, uppity, but I'm gonna cam up when we're done. What are we talking about?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, well, oh, this
Yeah.
would be interesting. This
If
would
you
be
if you
interesting.
if you end that record, shit, yeah, I ain't got no problem.
See what we got going on. Yeah, no, sister is absolutely beautiful inside out, and she's a realist.
Thank
So yeah, and so back to what I was saying, like HB and sister, while you guys are on the link, I just feel like this should. I wanted this to be a live for people who are not looking for like social media answer, go along to get along, just encouragement of people who really dedicated to their own lane, dedicated to finding themselves, dedicated to understanding sometimes rejection was your protection, actually. Sometimes you being brave enough to say, hey, you did me wrong. And I don't care if I'm the only person that noticed it, I noticed it. And this is me. I'm enough. So this is the type of live I'm looking forward to having with you guys. So what you guys say? I'm a man.
I can just open it up by saying you really did your big one by putting this together this week. I don't know if you know that this week is Black Maternal Mental Health Week. And this week is addressing like postpartum depression, anxiety, trauma and healing, and just a reminder for mothers that they're not alone and asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
I really didn't know that, but I'm glad I did because I never felt comfortable with that. So hooray for me. But go ahead.
Hooray for
And sister, if I can add this real quick, today is also Black Women's Equal Pay Day, right? So I don't know I can't go into all the detail, but
Yeah, let's
essentially,
go. No, I brought you guys here for a reason. Yeah, we got to cover all those topics.
yeah, I
Yes,
don't know
let's
all the
go.
details, but essentially, like, Black women earn, I think it's like between 60, 70 cents of every white man's dollar. So
yes.
they have this be the day that like Black women catch up. So I don't know all the details, but yeah, to sister's point, it's really good timing.
Very good timing. And
Hi, Abs. Hey, everyone. Hi, sister. Hi,
Hey,
HB.
you two cameras about time. And so shout out to them ladies. See, they're already giving us very good information. Two, I can understand. One, I bought out the game decades ago, but shout out to you sisters in the game. And y'all can get people. And now I want to get back in the game, but we're going to get back to that later. But
yes.
I would like for you ladies to talk about all of that. I learned my lessons across my years as well. Go ahead.
So this topic of bare minimum has been something really near and dear to my heart as a Black woman. And so when you asked me to be part of it, I was really happy that you asked me to, because it's like right down my alley. And it's not something that I've just studied. I've also lived it, but I studied it for myself to figure out why the world was putting me in a box that I never got in. And
that part.
I have
that part. Yes.
A lot of information that's not just backed by feelings, but actually backed by history. So.
And that's a word right there. And that's why I ask you ladies, because you come across. And one thing I want to do with these panels when I do have these conversations, I don't want nobody that studied this situation. I want somebody with knowledge, but also experience. Because as we ladies get older, no matter what part of life experience we are in at the time, we all know experience is life's best teacher. So let's go. Go ahead. HB and then YouTube cameras. Hey, Dr. Sophie.
Thank you, Uppity. Well, first of all, I just want to ask YTC why I was the last person that she greeted. It's just too consistent. But anyways, Uppity,
Oh, here we go. Can I answer? And please,
Also,
if you can repeat what you said, because I was trying to. She's already
See, now I'm
started
about
with
to get on
me.
HB side because you not even paying attention. But
let's
go
go,
ahead.
uppity.
I am paying attention. I was multitasking and switching device.
Uh-huh. Go ahead, Uppity. Go ahead.
Okay, so you wanted to know why I was why you were the last one I greeted?
Oh no. Sorry, that was a joke. But let me answer what Uppity said. So yeah, as the flaming homosexual on the
Oh my
panel,
gosh.
you know, a lot of times when I'm talking to my heterosexual sisters, I'm really just shocked. You know, Uppity, can I curse?
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely,
you.
ma'am.
That's
And then
only right.
I don't want you. Hold on, before you start cussing.
Okay.
I never want you to identify yourself as the flaming homosexual. None of
Okay.
that, because,
I love
and
it.
I know you're saying it in jest, but we
Yeah.
got to be honest. Black women, whatever situation we in, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. Normally, when they talk about gay topics, they usually referring to gay men,
100%.
never the women. But I mean, go ahead.
The reason I said that, to give context, is when I talk to a lot of my heterosexual sisters and friends, I'm not gonna lie, it is quite shocking. The dating pool. I'm particularly talking about like within romantic relationships, but to your point, of course, it shows up in pay disparities and job opportunities and all of that. But it is quite shocking what is expected of Black women in particular in the dating pool. But for me, I've had to navigate, like, you know, misogyny, anti-Blackness, racism, and all that. And I think it's really interesting that people are expected to internalize this and see fault in themselves, as opposed to seeing fault within a system or a culture or a way of living that expects Black women to just give and give and give and get half of a portion in return. So again, yeah, I'm glad to join you, sister, and YTC, and offer whatever perspective I can.
I love that.
Thank you, sister.
Yes, me too. I love how you guys are wording things and just being inclusive of conversation. And I just want to make sure me and myself stay on the same wavelength. Because, like I said, I feel like as Black women in general, you don't necessarily have to be into what your Black females or sisters are into. You shouldn't have to join a fraternity to have an allegiance to Black women either. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Only thing you should take is be a good person, and you know what I'm saying, because if we stick with the good how you say, good grandmas, aunties, and all of that, they already told you that we could be equally talk about everybody, because there's no one lane that we are just surviving in all across the lane. You can't be judgmental. We all fall short. And if anybody was able to take a peek in, so I feel like this: if you really like that, you will be reaching down to somebody. You say, "Hey, I see me in you. Let me go on and help you avoid these things."
Yes.
Because even for someone that has daughters, they might not go into our lanes. That's what sisterhood counts. You could be a good person to somebody who's so different from you and not expect nothing, but it turns out, like in my case, a lot of times I am so different from a lot of people. But my oldest daughter, she went into lanes I didn't even think about. But because I didn't sit here and judge nobody in their journey and what they want to do and how they did it, now my daughter actually has other lanes to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
That part. But go ahead, unmute the cameras. Okay, Mo Better.
Okay, so on this topic, I really like this topic because I could go and listen, I could talk and talk and talk, okay? But I wanted to highlight certain things when it comes to, you know, women and Black women in general, okay? So one of the things that I don't like, and I find it difficult, even in personal, like, relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's like your partner, I feel like we're always having to fight the double standard of feeling like we have to apologize, or like we have to kind of check, and we have to make sure that we create boundaries, and feel like we have to go above and beyond to try to do the extra, or be seen, be heard, be accepted, be acknowledged. We work twice as hard. Um, Almost as though we're asked to shrink when, let's say, if there's a group of people in a room, the men, women, Black women, we're always like having to seek some sort of extra, to speak up and to be heard, to be acknowledged. We always work twice as hard. Why is that? That is something that I can identify with personally, like
You're
previous
right.
job, um, even in family,
Hmm. I was gonna,
Especially in family. No, you should come. You're
especially in
absolutely right.
family.
because that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are groomed during our family to work in the workplace as the biggest workhorse.
it
You know
starts
what I'm saying?
starts in
Go
the.
ahead, sister.
yeah.
I was gonna say it starts actually in the family, because of the conditioning that we were bought into as the social hierarchy, unfortunately, in this lifetime that we're going to live, and maybe 10,000 years from now, nobody can negate that social hierarchy. And Black women are on the bottom of that totem pole. So, in that social hierarchy, our families and men and other women have even basically fed into us staying in that bottom, emotionally not expecting things back. Because if you know anything about free labor and free emotional labor, it can build a whole nation. So free labor built this nation of capitalism that we live in right now.
Yes. Yes.
We're literally giving our souls and our lives for free labor, for families, for our significant others, and being chastised because we're asking for emotional and financial support back. So, like when you're saying you're in rooms, we have to work twice as hard. The truth about that is people do know that we're usually the best, the smartest, the most empathetic, and the best at our jobs and things like that. They're using that for their free labor. They know. So they don't want to give you too many accolades so you feel like you're achieving. Because if you stay there, then what do? They get to reap the benefits. So that's why it's very important to pour back yourself and give yourself patience and those accolades, and don't take pander and be like, I love Black women, you're doing such a good job. Well, show it.
Right. Actions.
Make
Yeah. Yeah. Love is an action verb. Let's get to that. You know what I'm
every,
saying?
yes, everybody, and it's already been proven even with the last election, everybody is capitalizing off of Black women's free emotional and financial labor. Everyone, Black men, white women, Indian, Asian, everybody. Our souls, our livelihoods, are even in the
Energy.
are in
Energy.
the beef sector, our bodies, like all of it. So everybody can take from us, but we're not required to ask for anything back.
We're not required to
Yeah.
ask for
Yeah.
anything
We
back. We're also supposed to tolerate more. We are also supposed to absorb a lot more disrespect before we're able to speak up. And if we speak up, it's
Yeah.
almost as though we're not always heard. It's like you have to make extra noise. We're not usually the damsel in distress. So we try to work through it. So therefore,
And see, and this is what I love that what's going on right now, because see, like YouTube cameras, I'm not sure if you're aware or even sister is aware, like of how you can use certain privileges that you have to move the goalposts in favor of Black women. Because a lot of like men, they like to triangulate and separate
yup.
things that should not be. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to the woman to sit there and be like, hey, yeah. So if you're gonna see me, that's what helped me make lasting relationship with the females in my life. Like, listen, we I know what I am, she know what she is, and together we are so powerful. Your word means nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're creating an avenue and lane for these women and types of women that you claim that you like. Because see, we're not sitting here relying on a compliment, empty. Because a compliment to me is nothing but an empty promise it without nothing to back it up.
Pandering.
Nothing.
Bingo, pandering, yes.
Yeah, exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
I could
So yeah.
pandering person a mile away. Oh, I love Black women. I love, like, shut up. You don't do
Like, shut up, Ken. Let's look at your actions. How have you shown how much love? If you love Black women so much, I want you to show me by your action. I want you to show me when you talk about these things on these topics on panels. I want you to stop triangulating Black women. I want you to show me by your action of
how much
your love for,
us.
yeah.
And as women, we cannot stop anybody. The only thing we can do is showing our reaction. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
to me, if you really looking for respect, and I'm pretty sure you women, I'm not even talking about YouTube. I'm talking about it in general.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of women, I want HB to comment on this as well, because there are a lot of women who take on masculine energy and they take on the same stereotypes of how they carry Black women versus biracials and white and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So it, to me, it shows more how you show, like I said, love is an action verb. And me, I'm just one of those people. While you should teach your kids to think they special, but they never that special, because if it was that serious, you wouldn't even need to talk about it. You would just be showing it to me. And it would just show, oh, I'll talk about it. You don't gotta sit here and announce it to the world. They'll see it how I'm shining, how you loving on me.
Correct.
But it seems like a lot of times these people that feel like they special, they often get the short end of the stick, and then they want to come crying back to them same women. You didn't have anything other than, like, it's not like there's not like look at these women that y'all be trying to, like, when it comes to colorism and any other type of certain topics, staying at home, cooking a meal, there's nothing you can do to keep a man that don't want to be kept. It's all about living in your true self and finding somebody that really want to mess with you. And if you can't, keep to yourself until you do. That's how I see it, you know? But nobody's special. And the ones that claim they are, they normally dealing with the worst. I mean,
So one thing I can offer, I appreciate what Sister said about conditioning, because it reminds me of when Malcolm X said, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" And a lot of women, I got to be honest, a lot of women do be having low standards. And I think it's because of the socialization and kind of like the beating down that happens before, young girls even know who they are, know what their autonomy is, identity. And to y'all's point, it does start in the family structure. A lot of it is perpetuated in faith houses. And if you think about it, marriage as a system is honestly dependent upon women not really knowing their worth. And so working a full-time job, taking care of kids, cooking, being a freak in the sheets, all that, when, men's contributions hasn't really changed much, I would say, since like the 50s, or when women started entering the workforce. And then uppity, to your point about, I think you said something about women. You said something about women taking on masculine. What did you say about that? The women and masculine thing?
masculine
Like
energy, it
masculine
doesn't get
role and
appreciated.
energy.
Yeah.
Taking on a
It don't get
masculine role.
appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah, because other women are the main perpetuators of basically the patriarchy. That's the trick right there. So
Yeah, but no, as long as they got a man in their house, whether they marry or just got a faithful partner that does basically nothing but show up in the house,
that's right.
Yeah.
they won against other women, and it's weird.
That's
Go
true.
ahead.
So when you think about it, I'm trying to like stay within the woman and gender conversation, but there's a lot of parallels. So if you think about it, a lot of Black people are foot soldiers of white supremacy and anti-Blackness, right? That's the only way that these systems can kind of be maintained. You have to have people that are affected by it, but they try to, uppity to your point, separate themselves and be like, I'm different. That's how you have mammies. That's how you have pick-me's. That's how you have, I think somebody in the chat just said a lot of Black moms are their daughters' first bullies.
That's right.
It's like honestly, y'all, this is a little bit out there, but let me know what y'all
And then the second son is their son first crush. But that's the truth for a lot of people. I gotta say that. Like, they love their son, hate their daughters. It's weird. But go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt her point.
No,
Yeah,
you
go
good.
ahead.
You good. I think it was Michelle Obama who said, "Why do we love our sons and raise our daughters?" Right. To your point. But what I'm trying to say is, when you have like systems of injustice or unfairness or oppression or whatever, there are certain ways that people try to survive, and that is by undermining their own people. Right. So it happens with Black people, poor people, any kind of like group that is not experiencing privilege. They try to put their own down so they can feel like special. And a lot of it is rooted in, the culture that was embedded in enslavement when you had overseers and people in the field and all that. But to your point, it is quite sad. And I have seen that when like Black women in particular stand up for themselves, have certain standards, people try to like push them down and be like, no, this is what you deserve.
Yep.
Case in point, look at Meg the
What do
Stallion,
you
right?
think that is? Do you
Meg,
think it has to do with being
Meg is a good one. Thank you. Go
After
ahead,
Meg,
Mr.
Meg,
Brad.
Meg the Stallion is literally uh rich. I don't know what her money is. I'm assuming a millionaire, a celebrity, right? It's seen as a sex
She's
symbol, very
comfortable. She
attractive.
ain't never came out
She's
here begging.
comfortable. All right. She ain't never
Go
okay.
ahead. Yeah.
She has a degree and all that. And people are justifying violence against her, right,
Yep.
for whatever narrative. So the thing about women in general, but I only ever talk about Black women, okay, is that people will always justify your mistreatment if you don't fall in line. And we have to think about the societal function
Ooh.
of misogyny, hatred of women, and sexism, which is used as a tool to keep women in their place.
Yep.
But the conundrum is that it's never going to be good enough, right? Like, no matter how you contort yourself, no matter how you talk crap about other women, no matter how you try to fit into this cookie cutter, it's never going to be good enough. So ultimately, the goal is for you to not know your self value and to always try to give and give and give until there's no more. I'll mute.
okay? So
And
hold
that's
on.
ooh. Go. I'm going to use the camera. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I had a comment to that, right? When you said about the mistreatment, do you think it's oftentimes because we display, like whether it's being emotionally strong, that strength is often mistaken as having no feelings. And so maybe it kind of like raises the threshold of, you know, being strong. At times we created ourselves by not voicing our opinion because we have to show that we're not bothered, we're not affected by it. And so they feel being whoever is exacting the mistreatment feels like, oh well, you seem to have taken it well, so let me go ahead and raise it up a notch and be disrespectful, not think that you're human and you have feelings. And that strength is mistaken as, oh, that means you can tolerate it, that means you have no boundaries, that means I can continue to do it. I see it happen here
I
on
would
this app.
I would love to chime in because I actually have something about that, which is called the strong Black women trope. The strong Black women trope is a fake intersectional reality where societal expectations demand resilience from us,
Mhm.
hyper responsibility, sometimes hyper masculinity from Black women, often without providing reciprocal emotional or financial support. There are
Yes.
there are huge consequences that women suffer because of that.
Yeah.
Invisible labor that I spoke about, um, internalized resilience, which what you just spoke about, YTC, and the
Mhm.
one is the impact. This is where I come in because this is very near and dear to my heart. I volunteer at several women's shelters here in Atlanta, and I also volunteer at the mental hospital when I can. And the impact on physical and mental health. I've seen lawyers, judges come through places that you would never expect to even see them, nurses. And the thing is that the body keeps score of that constant emotional and systematic stress. So mentally and physically, Black women with autoimmune disorders and physical stress, and the maternal disparities inside of the health system is actually real life unaliving us. So this
Wow.
isn't about who's going 50-50, 100%.
Yeah, black
No,
femicide is real. Black
this,
femicide is real.
this is a cycle of burnout. It's economic instability. We often get shamed because we're looking for partners that can financially support us when other races, Indian, Asian, and white, the Asian and white race are not um, made fun of or talked about bad when they want a man that has financial stability. But for Black women, as soon as we talk about economic stability and we try to normalize that, we get talked about in a really bad way. And we shouldn't be, because that is a necessity for life. The mental health strain is very, very real. Depression, anxiety, burnout. It's not just people in our families, and it's not just our significant others. It's also just life. I know you guys have heard people say, oh, my mother told me when I was little, if I was ever lost, to go find a Black woman. That is big, so much bigger than what that statement means. The whole world,
big issue. Yes.
The whole world knows our power, but we're not allowed to ask for reciprocal energy back. And that is actually unallowed.
Nope. And you know what's crazy, sister? Can I just add on to this? These Black men will really sit here and say, like, oh, you need to accept somebody coming out of jail because the white man trying to put them down. But don't you dare accept a Black woman that feel like she found celebrate any other entity. Or don't you dare accept a Black woman who, especially because the majority of Black women are single mothers about Black men, just like the rest of these women. Don't you dare accept that, because that's wrong. She should be judged. Don't you dare accept these Black women because their sons is going to be influenced by these other Black men who had no Black men in their life. So that's why they all get together and raise havoc on their own community, never anybody else. But don't you dare have a Black woman say, like, you know what, I am better than that. I'm better than you. If you didn't raise your sons to be a certain way, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with that. And I'm making sure my daughters knew that too. They love to try to put you down. These Black men can say whatever and do whatever, and you better accept it. But you Black women, you better stay on point. They worse than the church. A lot of these people don't even go to church, but keep the same standards. It's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why me personally, I went out to the Caribbean. As long as you are faithful to American Black women. But I'm sorry, whoever wants to talk, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just piggybacking off what you're saying, because if you rise up and you know better, then they don't have anything to go to. So you have to stay under their foot. They don't want you to want to do better. They're measuring your capabilities with their pockets. They're measuring your capabilities with their lack of emotional investment. They don't want to measure their capabilities against the standard of other men. I'm just talking about specifically Black men, against Asian men, against white men. They want to measure their capabilities against ours because they feel like they're always going to win. So no, they don't. They need someone to be able to put under their foot. And the thing is what comes in that is the silence. Their silence on things like femicide. They know that they have brothers. They know they have cousins. They know how they have friends, co-workers that have participated in domestic violence, even leading to fatalities and death. They know about maternal health disparities because we can't make babies alone. So they're in the hospitals too. They should be in the hospitals too. They don't propose. And the thing is, we can't get married alone. We can't walk down the aisle alone. So their inability to get on one knee, their mass procreation without building homes, all of those things is not an accident. They are purposely putting that in place so we stay exactly where they're comfortable for us to stay. And if we press it, that means
It's sister, you gotta fix your mic because I want them to hear you, because you are speaking truth. And all these systems put in place, they are backed by Black women that don't know they worth. So y'all be attacking Black women who y'all think they better than, or want to be like, how, I don't know how to claim it, because to me, I celebrate people that accomplished things that I didn't know how to do. And I feel like it's like a thing, a disconnection there with Black women, where whether it's a straight or a gay community, it doesn't matter. Black women are always put on the bottom of the totem pole, and Black men are easy able to, because look at trans women. They're not able to come into this men's society and say, "Hey, I'm going to join these sports and da this and that." No, we can't do that. But they are. But when you look at when they're able to actually dominate, it's Black women's spaces. And at the end of the day, that's why I make this panel. Like, we have to be the cutoff game.
Is my
If I'm sorry, go ahead, sister.
It was going in and out, sister. And I want to add something to what sister was saying to you.
drop me? I'll come back.
Yeah, it's like kind of like spotty. I don't know
Okay,
about the
boo.
audience. Do they hear it as spotty?
I'm
Maybe.
still on top.
Oh,
I can remove them and say
You're
I
so
donate
petty.
the big better, but she's gonna come back and yeah,
Never
only for
mind.
sister.
Okay,
I'm
let
gonna
me
post the link again. Sorry.
Okay,
Go
let me
ahead.
say something. Okay, so I wanted to add something to what sister has said. Now, there's a difference between like grace and accepting mistreatment, and I think a lot of times we keep quiet because we don't want to show that is affecting us, and that it is bothering if you want to come because of the different stereotypes. It depends on where you're at, right? If it's work, you want to be professional, but at the same time, you want to be able to state your point. So sometimes being quiet doesn't necessarily mean that you're accepting it. You just want to be heard, and you don't want to come off as that stereotype. So a lot of times there is the mistreatment, and we feel like we're not always necessarily going to get grace, which is unfair, right? So a lot of people, I know for me, I know I've experienced that, where you keep quiet, but inside you're just like, oh, I could just be professional. If I could just be professional. And even here, people work your nerves, and you don't want to go to that lower self. It doesn't mean that you accept it. And sometimes you don't want to, you're thinking of, oh, what is this going to make me look like? And I feel like whether it's here on this app, social media, or in real life, whether it's a job, whether it's like with your neighbors or whatever, I always feel like we get labeled, we get pigeonholed. And part of that is that you don't want to show your ass, or you don't accept the treatment. You want to be heard. You want to set your boundaries, but at the same time, it's like you thread lightly just because you're not accepting it, but you want to speak up, and you don't know how it's going to be received.
But I love
And that's the issue. I'm sorry, sister. Go ahead. I just want to say that, and that's the issue. We got to sit here and play ourselves down, play our emotions down, just to be acceptable. And I want a space where fuck y'all and y'all feeling it. What about me? Go ahead, sister.
I was gonna say, as Black women too, it's not it is the men, because men don't realize, even Black men, it doesn't matter if they were born into poverty. If they were born into this world during this lifetime, they were born into a privilege because they are a man. Women do not have the same privileges that men have in this lifetime. Like I said earlier, 10,000 years from now, we can talk about that. It's not going to change in our lifetime. Men, it doesn't matter if you're Black or not, you are born into a privilege, okay? We are not. And as Black women, we often too prioritize Black boys when they get with the police thing and they're unaliving, and over even Black girls suffering and they're unaliving, and some of the same issues. And the thing is that when we're born, guess what? As babies, we're born in the same hospitals as these boys. We go to the same Head Start. We go to the same kindergartens. We go to the same preschool. We go to the same high school. We all start the same hoods, the same homes. Like Jay Don was saying, her family, she grew up in the same family as these boys. So the point is that their silence and not knowing that we have literally grown up in the same hoods, in the same homes from day one, as they have too as well. So a lot of times they're like, you got to understand where a Black man coming from. Why? We grew up in this, we started off exactly at the same place. We didn't have a head start. Actually, you did, because you're a man. So why do we have to
Yes.
understand where you're coming from? And then
Mhm.
also is that Black men in general is like, they don't address our issue as a priority.
No,
And
no. And you know what? It's just they have to moderate about each other. Like it could be a on point upper echelon black man. They will identify with a fella before they ever identify you.
mhm.
And you
If I
could be a single woman with no children. You got more than one body, girl, get out their face. They about to drag the fuck out of you. There's no understanding that they can, like, anything black men can come up on the fly about what they feel like black women should be, but they will never compete with other men. They spend more time critiquing what they feel like the women, which is mostly black women, should be, because they the ones that respect them. No other men do. So,
if I
and that's when I say like you're on the lowest bottom pole of the totem pole. You never appreciate black women until it's jury duty. You don't want the white women then. So black women, you gotta pick up what they putting down. And with that even being said, like, yeah, as far as the black men who don't think that way,
mm,
they're never that loud. So why you care about the
Oh,
rest
my
of them?
uppity.
They're not a representative. I mean,
can I add a thought real quick? Real
Yeah.
quick. I didn't want it to go too far up. So I appreciate what Jadon said about essentially being expected to plan like family stuff, so like reunions. Um, you know, I share this at YTC all the time. I eat, I don't cook. I'm joking, but not. And when you think about the labor that women are expected to put into the family to sustain it, it's so interesting. Like cooking is a lot of work. And when you think about like Thanksgiving, like women are expected to do all the prep, all the cooking, and men are on the couch watching like
Girl,
football. And it's seen as like a joke, right? And so I just
right.
wanted to offer appreciation to Jay Dunn talking about the labor.
it's very accepted. You're right.
one of
Yeah,
the
Jay Dunn is right too.
one of the contradictions that black women kind of help surface, and this is why I think black women get a lot of aggression. You know, it kind of shows people their inadequacies, and people like kind of have a backlash and want to punish as opposed to rising to the occasion. So part of the contradictions that black women help surface is when you see like homeless people out asking for money, they never go to men. They
Never.
always go to women, right? Black women are universally recognized, not even just black women, but black women are
Safe
universally
as
recognized
safe. Yes,
as
ma'am.
the cornerstone of our communities. But then when it comes time for positions of power, you'll have women that will say, I don't think a woman should be president. Where we have women that are the heads of household, you have women that are there all the time, women that make sure the kids get their Christmas gifts and all that. So there's a lot of contradictions when you think of like sexism, when you think of who people are willing to support. Don't want to make this political at all, right? But people said that they didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton because she's a woman and emotional. Look at Donald Trump. And so the last thing I'll offer is
I voted for her. Okay,
You're
back on
right.
you.
You're right. You're
the reason,
right.
the reason that black women's reality is so heavy is that it's two compounded marginalized identities, being black and being woman.
Yes.
And you have white women who perpetuate racism, and you have black men who perpetuate
Lord.
misogyny, which
Yep.
is why the term misogynoir was coined. And that specific hatred, disregard towards black women in particular. And so I think when you think about these compounding realities, and to Sister's point, a lot of times black men are oftentimes like, oh, you don't understand. Every single injustice that black men experience, black women experience it as well, adding on to sexism. And
Yep.
so when you think about the Me Too movement, there's a reason that the Me Too movement was so powerful. It was started by Tarana Burke, who is a dark-skinned black woman. And I think the reason it was so powerful and piercing was because black women are not to be believed. Black women are sexualized as Jezebels. Black women were literally utilized as vehicles for mass production and economic gain, but didn't get to reap any of that gain. And a lot of those same like belief systems are still perpetuated today, but it's just socialized and conditioned for us to receive it and see it as the norm and what we deserve as opposed to knowing our worth. I'll mute.
Oh, let me tell you about that. I'm glad you brought up that point, and to bring it back to the session, like they were so happy, and to say like, "Oh, you black women, y'all don't know what it is to feel police aggravation." But look at Korean Games. She should have shut the fuck up. It didn't matter that the police unalived her in front of her child. Look at all these cases of police brutality against women and black young girls. And black men really didn't care. If they couldn't blame it on the young girl, they gonna blame it on their mama and say like she deserves it because of who her mama is. But once again, it goes back to you should accept them for being a felon because they owe police. It ain't got nothing to do with them selling illegal cigarettes. It don't matter what they got going on when it happened. Black women gotta be near perfect in black society to be considered a victim. The same thing that black men had to go through with original society, like yeah, black women got to be near perfect, and even then, we will never get the same acknowledgement or even case studies. It's only other black women that stand up and say something. So that's the even purpose of this. We have to do more for the young black women coming up. We have to be better. We have to work with our ancestors that want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that's up out of here, but like it's all about acknowledgement. I will not acknowledge a dusty man, period, who sit here and try to triangulate anything, who won't like you. Everybody got the right, and that's one thing I want to know. Every woman has the right to have their own tribe and women that they want to help. You don't have to help nobody that you don't help. We all supposed to make this world a better place. And I think black women in general, they get it. And we are not a monologue. So go ahead and reach out to your young sisters, whether
Yes.
it's in the workplace,
Or volunteer.
in your neighborhood, and any of that.
Volunteer.
Be nice. Show them the ropes. Don't see them struggling and take advantage like the next person took advantage of you. Be that piece you want to see, because it may not work for you in our lifetime, but for me, I've always wanted that to work for my daughters. Like I got a daughter that she wanna be all in the work corporate area. So I'm happy I maintain relationships. I have never been jealous of women in my life that they doing what they want to do in corporate or whatever. I've never been jealous of what they obtain in their life or how they choose to express their gains. That's true. And I don't think other black women should do that. Just because you couldn't do it or you don't know how they did it or you have a problem with how they celebrate themselves. Leave that jealousy out of that because y'all don't do the same thing for these guys. And I think it's really nasty and petty of you. If you find a black woman that you really like and you see her getting a lot of her flowers, join in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to deflower her. It's weird because the men would never do that for you, including the same men that you're rooting for. Because only thing they're gonna do is turn on you. Because their main thing is to break her spirit. And a lot of these, I call them mammies as well. Celebrate these women. It don't matter what their lifestyle is. I don't care if they're corporate, whatever they got going on, gay, with an underprivileged, because not everybody wants to be married.
Yep.
Not everybody, you know what I'm saying, is looking for this or looking for that. You guys got to understand, your lifestyle is yours. If you're truly happy, leave the women alone and celebrate them. I mean,
I love when you do that. I'll mute.
I wanted to pick back off what you were saying, going back to the bar of the bare minimum, because for me and what I've experienced in America and traveling around the world too as well, America's a little bit different, but America is kind of worse, to be actually honest. But the bare minimum here is like below bare minimum. The bare minimum for a black woman would be an upgrade, actually. Bare minimum, like a financial, a man taking care of you, marriage, emotional support, quality education and healthcare, respect. That's bare minimum. Black women are not even receiving bare minimum. They're receiving those are regular things, but Black women have been conditioned to believe those things is upgrade. The below bare minimum things are upgrades, and the things that we deserve as women, like basic survival tools and resources, intentional effort, and things that we need for our needs as a collective, those are standard human bare minimum efforts. Black women are not even receiving bare minimum as a, like you said, as a monolith. We're not even as a big spectrum. That's why people kind of laugh at us, because they're like, you guys give everything to everybody. We're not even getting bare minimum in numbers. We're not even receiving bare minimum. So the thing is that because we've been conditioned again to think about when men say things like, I take care of all my kids, I've never been locked up, I got a job, I love Black women. There's some Black women that think those are actually great things. That's less than bare minimum. Why are you, it's like saying I have a job, I take care of all my kids, I've never been locked up, I love Black women. Is that bare minimum to you guys?
I think that's a norm that you should have. Like that's bare minimum. It should be the norm. But I think what happens is that everything is accepted, and I think this is the era and the age of social media, and unfortunately, these are the normal things that we should have, and we shouldn't have to fight for it. But on here is the era of social media to where everything is such a big deal. Oh my gosh, I met you in person. Oh my gosh, I like Black women. Whereas here is hyped up when you drag people, and it's normalized to say, well, this is the roasting sector. We drag, get dirty, we beef, we do that, we normalize that stuff. So there's kind of like a gap between reality and what should be the standard norm, because I'm looking, all the stuff you said is normal. If you have that in your life, that's a normal, basic, like you said, it's basic what you should have. Okay.
It's basic humanity, YTC. That's what I'm saying. Bare minimum to me would be like, like kind of like a people talk about being mediocre or being regular. There's nothing wrong with being mediocre and regular. You can actually live a good life of being comfortable. Like we said, Meg Thee Stallion might be wealthy compared to Princess whoever, but she's comfortable. Bare minimum in a scale, as Black women, we're measuring our bare minimum against Black men. And what it's going to take is for us to come out of that and start measuring ourselves see what other women in other spaces are doing, to at least try to measure ourselves, to jump out of that a little bit more. Because if we measure ourselves against a Black man's bare minimum, that is trifling.
Well, sister, if I can offer this though. So, I did say what I said earlier in jest, and up in there, I appreciate you elevating the conversation beyond romance. But I do have to say that I do think straight women consider men a lot more than gay or queer women. I don't think about men that often at all. I don't. Like, I have like men in my life, of course, I have friends and all that. But I think because a lot of straight women's interactions with men is either like romantic or sexual outside of like, the occasional friends and family, it's like always a reminder of the little bit that is expected. A lot of times with my male counterparts, I'm looking at their career advancement. I'm looking at like their fulfillment in life. I would say that my partner has really helped me become a better person because I've been able to think about someone outside of myself. And it's been shocking to see like men or my male friends in long-term relationships that still do not know how to think about somebody outside of themselves. And I think it's because women and Black women are taught that servitude is your ultimate like prize, right? Like offering of yourself again and again, whether it's a man, your parents, your family, children, your job, like that is the ultimate goal, which is like sad. So that's why a lot of times people try to break down, particularly young Black women, because it's like you kind of have to be beaten into submission. And honestly, you never win. Like we sit here talking about the most successful Black women, but you're still susceptible to critique. You're still like, look at how Chris Brown has been able to flourish despite his beating allegations, his cracked out. Like, look at Chris Brown. There's no way that a woman would ever be able to tolerate any of that. Look at, again, Meg Thee Stallion. Look at Sierra. People were like making fun of her when Future was cheating on her left and right. But then when she got with Russell Wilson, talking about how much of a cornball he is, to y'all's point about them also trying to beat down men. And it's like, if you stand up for a woman, oh, you're a simp. So it's not just women, Black women, that are the victims of this. A lot of men also are victimized, but it's like not seen as manly to defend women, and it's not seen as manly to point out the ways that sexism, misogyny, and patriarchy actually negatively impact everybody.
Actually, it's good you said something.
Can I ask you a question? Because I received everything you was talking about as far as the straight community, and I'm not saying like you're the residential, like, you know, whatever for the women on women thing, but
Wow.
how do you feel about, like, they say that because it sounds like you're in a healthy relationship. It sounds like you're in a healthy relationship. But what do you feel about how they say a lot of these women that take on these stud personas from toxic Black men? And that's what's seen out here.
Is she laughing?
It's a women on women for me.
No, leave sister alone. She probably just, you know.
No, I get it. I mean, you know, if you think about like the rapper Young M.A, right? She was like very toxic. So this is the thing, right? I think there's a difference between sex and gender, right? Like your sex is your sex, whatever, but like your gender expression is how you communicate. This is who I am. This is what I am about. And a lot of times people conflate masculinity with toxicity, right? There's a way to be masculine in a way that's looking out for people, being a provider, you know, having like emotional regulation. And so I feel like because a lot of young girls or young women that are like gay or queer or whatever, because there's not a lot of examples for them, like there's not a lot of representation, what they do is adopt the persona of toxic masculinity because that is oftentimes what is elevated and seen as acceptable. And I think that is the role that not just men, but also women play in that because, like I said, Chris Brown has hella allegations, but he still has meet and greets through the door. People are buying his tickets. Not that I'm saying, well, anything is wrong with that, even though, but it's kind of like there's a message that you can be any kind of way towards women. You can put women down, you can be shitty, and you're still going to be celebrated versus the men that are seen as weaklings, seen as simps. And so like, if you don't really have media representation or a good example of what healthy masculinity is like, especially as a woman, then that's kind of like the mold you're gonna lean into. That's what I think.
And what you're saying, and I'm not trying to make like this is the main argument because like they say sometimes like men how they turn whatever. A lot of people feel like it was due to whatever they had going in their life that make them turn not only just gay, but like a certain like stud type. And that's the only reason why I asked you that. So you answered the way you want to, but I was just saying like it's not just straight men because that for me in my life, I don't feel like it because like when I celebrate Black women, I celebrate them. I don't care if you gay or straight. Like if you're a gay woman and you come at me crazy and you're supposed to be like the man of relationship, I'm gonna handle you a certain way. If you come at me like you're supposed to be a gay woman and you're supposed to be effeminate, I'll handle you a different way, like I would handle another straight woman. But if you're supposed to be the stud, I'm gonna treat you like I treat these guys. So to me, it's no difference. And I'm not gonna say that's for everybody, but I do often feel like gay women, especially the ones that's supposed to be like the men in their relationship, they often have more empathy for other men than women. And I think that's weird because they don't have that same empathy in their own community, just like Black people in general with the gay community. You know, that was the only thing I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'll add this real quick, and I know YTC has something she wanted to offer. But if you think of it this way, Uppity, I don't disagree with what you're saying. And this is why I talk about the mechanisms that people cling to in order to survive injustice. So in the same way that pick-me's and mammies undermine other women to survive patriarchy, so do studs that take on toxic personalities. It's like essentially it's kind of like I'm gonna get with the winning team, right? That's what it is. And so it doesn't matter whatever identity somebody is assuming, at the losing end of it is another woman, right? Because it's not seen as cool to side with women when it comes to matters of what we're talking about.
Okay,
Okay,
sister, you could jump on in. No, I understand. Now I got it what you're saying, but go ahead, so you could jump on in.
okay, hold on. I was gonna add something to what you were saying,
Oh, I'm sorry,
HB.
YouTube cameras. Go ahead, boo.
Thank you. I was gonna add something you were saying about, when you talked about the men that also experience it. It's funny you say that, and you actually mentioned Russell with the whole Sierra issue. I remember reading something like maybe a day or two ago. It was this blogger or a YouTuber, like an influencer, basically trying to knock him down. And listen, you gave the example of the men that she was with before, and that was, because they were, celebrities or whatever, it was okay until she changed up and got with somebody better who was now stepping up, taking care of futures, other kids and being a real example. But guess what? He was called corny. This blogger, it's like, what are you talking about? Called him a simp, said that he was corny, said he's a nobody. And I'm looking like, how is he a nobody? Accomplished, a dad, a stand-up guy, respectful, a stepdad. And really, I mean, I'm not saying that he's perfect or anything, but I was like, wow, out of all people to criticize him, the black men that we have that step up and want to, like show that, hey, there's still good people out there. He's getting knocked down and being dragged and being called corny and being called you're a nobody. How is he a nobody? Define nobody in this day and age.
Well, I can name a couple, but if I can add a thought real quick. So L Blue said, how about just siding with what is right as opposed to siding with the woman just because she's a woman? I don't think anyone here has said to side with the woman just because
No.
I think what we're saying is that
That's actually the opposite of what we're saying. So
yeah. So but again, I think this is how this like kind of shows up. Like whenever you're talking about standing in defense of women, there's like this desire to, it's kind of like whataboutism. Like that's what it is.
yeah,
I haven't heard anybody say that. What I have heard is that when women are in the right, there's still a overwhelming justification of demonizing her, of dismissing her. And with Black women in particular, it's really interesting because it's like, I think it was W.E. Du Bois that talked about double consciousness or something like that. And I think about like Black women in particular being hyper visible and also invisible at the same time.
yeah.
And it is a mind fuck because it's kind of like, how come when I do one little thing that's like seen as wrong or whatever, it's the biggest deal. But when I'm pouring out and giving and making sure everybody eating all of that, it's minimized and it's seen as just how I should be. So like, yeah, I'm not hearing anyone say to agree with someone just because they're a woman.
And
I'm
No,
hearing
you're
people say the
absolutely
ease
right.
at which is the ease at which we're all comfortable. Women
HB, can I
ourselves.
just and HB, can I follow this up? What
Yeah.
they probably not used to is women able to hear other women and not necessarily get upset about their thought process because it is theirs. And I believe on this panel, we truly believe Black women are not a monologue. And we are here to have our opinions heard unapologetically and not necessarily in offense to anybody, but not in defense of men. So I don't believe anything that was said was true. I was just asking questions to clarify because I do believe HB has a representation for women that I probably won't know the whole story, but I respect her opinion as well because I do believe she's intelligent and she's thought provoking. So of course I'm going to ask her questions when I ain't got to get screamed at tomorrow.
Uppity,
Go ahead.
real quick, sister. Uppity, I appreciate that. And to that person, I hope I didn't come across as like defensive or whatever. I'm just really big on clarity. I love rigor. I love principle struggle. I love, being able to disagree with people, but I just didn't hear anybody here say that. Go ahead, sister.
Well, I wanted to kind of piggyback on that and kind of go back to what me and Uppity were talking about as far as the silence, right? Because and this kind of goes hand in hand to the silence part of it, where Uppity said the men, the good guys, right? Because there's always good guys, not my brother, not my father, not my husband, not my baby daddy. I don't know who y'all been around. Baby, my father is impeccable. I love my father. I love my ex. I don't hate men. I love men. They love me too, by the way. Okay.
I know that's right.
So this has nothing. It has something to do with the silence of the good, because the good men in my life, one thing they know about me, if you're going to be around me, I'm going to need you to stand up in spaces when you are around other men, when you are with your fraternity brothers, and bring up the hard conversations. Hey, have you guys ever been involved in domestic violence? What's going on with Black femicide? There's a lot of deaths going on with women. What's going on, brothers? Do y'all need to talk? Let me know. Here's my phone number. Text me anytime. Brothers should be talking to brothers, fathers and brothers and fraternities and co-workers, men. The silence of the good guy men are making women such as us on this panel and other women that are changing the narrative for our future generation look like the sore thumb sticking out, because they are silent. If men speak up with their privilege that they were born into, again, I will touch on that, with their privilege, if men speak up, then that's when the expectation is going to change. There's no men panels going on about Black femicide right now. There's no man panels going on about domestic violence, of unaliving of, I think it was 72 Black women in relationships in the last year and a half. 72 women were killed literally from their domestic partners in suicide, unaliving.
Yes.
Men are,
Yeah.
I don't see men holding panels about any of that
They
stuff.
won't.
I don't see men coming on a panel. Hey, you guys, brothers, we need to talk about this. There's something going on with our sisters. I don't know where it is, but let's find out where it's going. I don't see men talking about stop making babies, get down on one knee, build a house. I don't see men having those conversations loudly enough. So when a woman comes to say something, again, that's the whole part of the silence. Be quiet. You don't have to talk about it. Do what you got to do. You're the mule. You're the mammy of the community. Your job here is to give, and never receive. I mean, like I said, if my brother, father, son, ex, or any of the men that I'm dating were on this panel right now, they could all tell you that I've had these conversations with them. Have they been uncomfortable? Yes. But I plant a seed in them, so when they're talking to their friends and their homeboys or whoever, and I always say, spread the word along. You guys, this is a men's health issue too as well. It just isn't about women. This is about all of us. So if we say we're part of a community, when are men going to talk about, everybody's talking about Nolan Well?
Sister, and that's what I want. I don't want you to feel like you even have to appeal to any male, because, like you said, you did the work and your family did the work. Whoever poured into you did the work to not even have to deal with these type of men in real life. But you are such a beautiful soul, like most Black women. They don't stop at themselves. They want everybody to be okay. They want everybody in this world to live in a better place. Whether it's my daughter, your daughter, I don't want to stop at the fact, like, because I live in New York City. I think it should be bigger than, like, you run up on my daughter's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I want it to be a problem if you run up on any Black girl.
Yes.
And I want the whole community to feel some type of way about that.
Yeah.
And you guys have to acknowledge that. We have to stop being, well, especially Black women. We cannot. Only thing we can do is do corrective to Black women. Even when I had the idea of this panel, it was so many men talking about, well, what about men? What about you? I'm not going after your audience. The men that I like, they already know what it is and they respect what we're trying to do. So I don't care to, like, be a part of your brigade, help you feel better about it. This is all about Black women expressing themselves without having to explain themselves, because we got too many examples already. Well, shout out to you for going on camera, because she could use her pretty privilege so many ways, but look what she's using it. I'm mute.
And I hope
Exactly.
any Black man that knows me can tell you this, but I specifically do that as well. And I hope any Black men are here that are listening can spread. It's also a mental health awareness too in the Black men community. So Black men speaking to Black men about Black men issues and the disparities in domestic partner violence, feminicide, maternal, because we're having women are dying in hospitals for giving birth. That half of that baby is yours, dude. So you're also experiencing too as well. It's just my body. It's your child too as well. What I'm saying is that if you
Right.
talk about women's issues and refuse to be silenced about women's issues, and I'm calling out politicians. I've spoken to politicians. I've wrote letters to senators. Jasmine Crockett. I'm tired of the politicians skipping over Black women's issues specifically. And the ones that do, you would be surprised, are not our skin color. The,
Right.
the ones that,
And sister, whatever you are protesting about, if you need any signatures
okay,
or any donations, please let me know. I would gladly share it on my community wall, not just in this sector, in other sectors where there are Black women already on the same
yes.
line that you are aligned with. So please let me know, because one thing I would love to do is connect other Black women with other Black women, because like I said, like, we don't have that in our community. Felons can get felons to protect other felons, but female single mothers would be the wrong one, because you're not a single teen mom. You want to feel special. You're not special at the end of the day. And I feel like at this stage in life, we already got proof of that. You don't, it doesn't matter what you got going on. You're not a man. They are. And Black men, they won't even get involved with other Black men within the community, much less Black men of other things. So Black women, use your power. And one thing I do is, I'm not gonna, y'all know I love me a Caribbean man, but I'm not gonna get with no Caribbean man that's gonna downplay American women at all. I cannot fight for American Black men. That's your fight. You fight for yourself. But as far as them making sure American Black women or Black women made community is okay, I'm okay with that. So I feel like we got to start there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just going to be a slow process, and we cannot fight everybody battle. All
But we
children
have to
should be
break the
protected.
cycle. The thing is, if we want something
Exactly.
to happen, we have to break the
Yes.
cycle, because in politics, there's not a lot of women like us that are there championing our cause. So we, as Black women in the different spaces where we are, panels such as these type of panels, social media, since social media is really pivotal at this time. Um, continue to speak up, and within yourself, within your group of friends, within your group of coworkers, wherever, we have to break the cycle, because yeah, it's not going to get solved by somebody that is doesn't look like us. We have to break the cycle. We have to champion it. We have to continue to speak up, and sometimes you may be the only person in the room talking about it, but
Let's
we
go,
gotta
YouTube cameras.
break
Let's
it.
go. And you got to be comfortable with that, because
Yeah.
sometimes, like YouTube camera said, you're going to be the only person in the room, and you can't, like, certain people. You know how they say older people are like setting concrete about their opinion. So are some people among our age group, but you know who ain't? The younger women, and we can show them by example. And that's why I had the memes that I had. We don't gotta pass them down another brick about determination and all this other stuff. No, we could pass them down a whole crown.
Yep. That's
That's
why
what we could do.
your
I'm go ahead.
your thumbnail, that's why I love that, because it was like passing down and it just resonated with me. I said, but
Mm-hmm.
uppity before she even got into the sector, because we kind of hang out in the Black women's fear sectors for years, many years ago. So
Facts.
I've
Facts.
around. She probably didn't know who I was, but that's why when she came around here, I was like, she's not new. She just knew of whatever. But I'm saying all that to say is, like, when I'm in certain spaces, if I'm like volunteering or I'm talking to my dad, he's old African, or he's like, well, why are you worried about it? You've never had to deal with XYZ. And I'm like, Dad, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's not me. It could have been me. Because
Right.
that know me a little bit about me, like I come from a decent family, but very conservative family. But I had my son when I was 15, but I had resources, I had healthcare, I had all of these things. It easily could have been me though. So
No, and you're right. You're right. But I have a sister. My sister daughter is my dad got 5 girls. She's the only that was a teen mom. But her daughter is on her way to being a whole doctor. The intelligence level was out the world. I was comparing my kids to my teen daughter. And I didn't have my first child till I was 23. So you don't need to judge nobody by their circumstances. You never know where they really comes from. And I feel like the minute women decenter men, and because women in general, if they use that same compassion they get to these dusty ass niggas to each other, and I'm not saying you got to identify with every woman that come across your path. No, identify with the women that you can relate to and see how much you will grow and make the world a better place. It's not your job to save everybody. And on top of that, like, it's even if you're not at that point where you can help somebody grow, help yourself grow. Don't be that person to knock another woman down. That's doing something. That's doing the woman a favor as well.
and
You
then
don't
what,
have to understand them. Respect their journey. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, what about self-preservation? With self-preservation, Black women get blamed because we want to preserve ourselves. We want to, like, the first human, that is a human survival trait, is self-preservation. If you go try to kill a bug right now, a spider that's crawling up your house, it's gonna try to get away from you and survive. So women's survival and wanting to live in abundance is a natural due right of a human existence that we actually deserve. And we're allowed to have self-preservation for our,
Yes.
we're not trying to be the bug dying on the side of the house.
Mm, right.
We're supposed
And we're not trying to save everybody. And there's nothing wrong with us. All you can do is save yourself. You better do that.
self-preservation.
Especially if you got kids.
Yeah,
Especially.
self-preservation
Yeah.
not always include Black men, and unfortunately that's the problem. The disparity in our own community is because we want to self-preserve ourselves as the rich dynamic women that we are, and Black men feel excluded because we want to self-preserve ourselves. But who else is going to do it? No one's signing up to save Black women right now. I don't see any.
Not a soul. Of
I,
course, it's dysphoria. And I'm going to get people to do that because y'all know I love me a good Caribbean man. But I would never deal with a Caribbean man that's going to down the women from his own community. So I have never dealt with that. They were just very honest. So, like she said, it was a self-probation thing. It was like they would never knock the women from their community. They just trying to preserve themselves and their family in America and what they want to do for their community at home.
and,
You know what I'm saying?
and Houston bred, just piggybacking on your community, I see more people in the when I go to places and volunteer, I see more people in the LGBTQIA community helping Black single mothers find housing, volunteering their time. I don't see single heterosexual Black men signing up to fight our causes and what's going on with us. I only see it being
Yeah.
non-reciprocal in their fighting. I've seen trans men, trans women, I've seen gay, I've seen a whole plethora of people, but I never ever see Black men. Never.
Well,
They put that burden on the Black women.
But I
That's
have a different
why.
experience, but I'm going to let her respond first.
so one of the things I'll offer is it makes me think about, I don't be knowing where I get these sayings or phrases. So if y'all know, let me know. But it makes me think about the saying that a man's love is the world and a woman's world is her love, or something like that. Like essentially that, again, women are like socialized and conditioned to like look out for others, look out for everybody. And when you think about like the LGBTQ community, I think at the source of that is a lot of times gay people, trans people, queer people, whatever, know what it's like to be othered. know what it's like to be discarded, and want to provide for others. Not all the time, a lot of times. So that's why you have like people that have houses. You know, when you look at like the homelessness rate for LGBTQ youth is crazy. It's through the roof. Because to the point that y'all have lifted up, somebody can have a very deep understanding of racism, anti-blackness, all those things, and still be homophobic. And so I feel like anytime you have a deviation from what is quote unquote seen as like traditional or normal, those people know how to look out for each other. But like Black men, I feel like have been conditioned to see themselves like as like the main source of provision. They need to take care of themselves so they can take care of everybody else. But what is missing in today's modern era is the responsibility to take care of everybody else. So what happens is that straight Black men, the Black community as a whole, holds on to very antiquated ways of operating and gender norms while still adapting and adopting modern ways of being. And so there's a disparity in who's actually holding the bulk of the work versus who gets the grace, the understanding, the respect, the support, the endless support versus who actually needs it.
So the burden is on the Black woman, because that disparity that you're talking about, oftentimes they have to take care of the kids and then turn around and take care of the straight man, the man that has adapted to the new norm of what things are within society or what's acceptable, while carrying everything, being the nurturer, being the caregiver, but being silent, oftentimes working multiple jobs. The nurturer versus the taker. I think a lot of the men are takers, meaning that
the cameras, let's go. That's what they are.
meaning that the Black woman has to be the provider, have to find other sources of income, whether it's you're doing a regular job and then you've got a night shift job, you're working 10, 12-hour shifts, you're trying to juggle, like maybe having some sort of side hustle, gig job, doing Uber, doing Lyft, and trying to make ends meet. Wow, the man might be scratching his balls on YouTube all motherfucking day.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Scratching his balls on YouTube.
I'm so disgusted. This is the most I've talked about men for like 5 years. I'm not gonna hold you.
Okay.
But
I mean,
it's good to know
who's
that
on the panels on YouTube? Who is on there?
Now, use your camera. Let her have an expressive voice. But I will say this: as a stay-at-home mom, I get so upset when they make such a big deal about niggas doing the same thing they supposed to do. Like they make a big deal about it, and it annoys the hell out of me.
Like they should get a trophy, right, for doing what a man is supposed to do.
Oh, he took the train with his kids and they reading the book. Like, who even started that process? They will never know the context of the situation. But like, oh my God, he put a ponytail in the girl hair. Let's give him a parade. And then, oh, you're the worst mother in the world. You say, well, where the hell is mine? If that's what y'all doing, where's my parade? You know what I'm saying? And now you're the bad person. But these guys could be single mothers and, well, not single mothers, but single fathers. And they don't got the same type of stipulation, the same, how you say, not stipulation, but like, they don't have the same stigma that comes with being a single mom. You a single dad, your community online or is going to be so big compared to anybody else because it's the normal. And that's weird. So like, okay, you do what you're supposed to do. And one time the women don't, you get all the rewards. But maybe y'all supported more mothers doing it on their own. Yep. We wouldn't have these results. But I'll mute and go to
real quick. I got a dip. I got a call at 7:30, but I really enjoyed this conversation. If y'all are still on when I'm done, I'll come through. But thank you, Uppity. It's been nice. And sister, nice meeting you.
Thank you so much, HB. I really appreciate you for coming through. You said you was and you did. I appreciate that. Mwah.
Yeah, I got to come back so I can camo for sister, but I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Okay. All
right. Good to see you, HB.
We already know that chocolate princess be cat get that. She be all right. We already know. Okay. Well, no, that's not AI. That's real chocolate gorgeousness. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are too. I think you guys are gorgeous. You're gorgeous women because of not just outward appearance. It's about, like you said, what's inside. And we're not the silent kind of women who just, oh, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
our beauty comes within our voice. YTC, you do it all the time. You'll be quiet for a while, but when it's time to say something, oh baby, you make sure your voice is heard.
Right. Yeah. And you know what's crazy about YouTube
I
cameras?
try.
Like she needs to make a thing because even when she gets mad,
Yeah.
she still comes across as non-masculine. I don't know because they say it's a New York City thing, like we come so masculine. But even when YouTube cameras get mad, she curse you out. In my opinion, it doesn't come across as masculine. Like even with sister, when they be hating on her beauty, especially people that
She's
typically
beautiful inside
like a
and
certain
out.
aesthetic, yet she remains unbothered. You know what I'm saying? So, and I love that about both of them. But when you, yeah, it's both of you guys like y'all remain unbothered. But if y'all have to come across, like it's gonna come across without the non-masculinity, and y'all still able to stay in y'all pretty girl lane, which you guys deserve. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause
And I'm happy for that.
none of it, I'm not accepting bare minimum. My standard is not measured up between the lowest common denominator standard. I take care of my kids, I got a job. Yay, you. I mean, welcome to the rest of the world. Like,
Right.
I'm not doing bare minimum with somebody. I'm not doing struggle love. I'm not doing prove who you are to see if I can like you first. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I mean, I'm 48 years old. I'm not in the age of my life where
I'm
I
looking
Stop
good.
lying. You are not 48.
I'm
Get out
looking
of here.
good, girl.
Oh my God.
thank you.
Beauty is her name. Oh, I would never believe that. You didn't even have to say that. I
That
thought you was younger than me.
that
Oh
comes from
wow.
accepting bare minimum. I've never been one of those people. That comes from protecting myself from vultures that want to take all my emotion and my free labor. I don't give out free labor, emotional labor. I don't give out nothing for the free 99. I'll laugh and joke with you for a while, but after a while, if it's coming out of my aura and I'm actually giving something and I'm not receiving more in return, you gotta go. You gotta
Okay. Can I switch it up a bit because you ladies are giving it, but I'm so mad. I can do this before sister came. I mean, not sister.
yes.
Houston came up. Okay, Mo Better is on the panel. Okay, that you make it better. I want to
Hi,
ask
Hey,
questions.
Momo.
Hey,
hey,
Mo
what's going
Better.
on? Hey,
Yeah. So
sister. Hey, YouTube cameras.
Mo Better, I
Uppity.
know you was in the chat. I was highlighting your comments and everything. So I want to ask you ladies some questions
Mm,
that would help young ladies trying to just cope with life and getting through it.
okay.
What would you guys tell your younger self as the age you are now?
Okay, I'll go
Mm,
first. Should I go first? I would tell myself there's not really a whole lot that I would change. I will say, um, because I think once you have a good upbringing, like you have self-worth, and I remember being instilled, especially from my dad, as far as like, like just love yourself, right? Both
just
both
love
my parents
yourself.
did it in their own way. This is the age of like the bullying and the all of that is because of the social media. What I would say is be cautious and always value yourself despite what people think of you, because that is something that was instilled in me when I was young, and I try to do that with my family. But I would say stay true to you. Don't ever
Yeah.
change because of whatever people have normalized. And I see that happen a lot. If I never was on this app, um, I wouldn't have known this. But if you don't have a strong foundation, it's so easy to be affected by a lot of the normalizing, like what sister was talking about. Why should you accept the bare minimum? Some of the things that are normal and spending so much time on here can really change and affect your image of yourself. And just stay empowered and always strive to education, knowledge is power. just always strive to learn. It doesn't matter what it is. I can't tell you like what interests you. Grow. Even if it's on YouTube, if that becomes your thing, look at the people that have pages. There are so many inspiring young women.
Instagram.
Young women, like some of the stuff that I was like watching, I get out of this algorithm. I watch other stuff. And I was so proud last night. Some of the stuff that I was watching, like these young ladies growing their page, their journey, the ones that are, open enough to be transparent and to share their life, and just being able to have a platform to where you grow a business and you're really actually making money, a name, money, self-identity, and all of that. And as a woman, that's really important now.
I agree. I would tell my younger self that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. You can say no. You don't gotta you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It's okay to put yourself first. And if they be upset, it's okay. That's their problem, not yours.
Mm.
Because I mean, I grew up being a people pleaser for a long time. And when I started seeing that from my son, I was like, oh no, we can't have this. So I would say in maybe the last maybe 10 years, I have just been like, no. And let me tell you, I never said no. So people around me who were always used to me saying no, they freaking went crazy.
Good,
They flipped a freaking wig. It was like, what you mean no?
good.
And then when I saw that they got over it, it just empowered me even more to just be like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, you have
So
to
that's what I
create
would
those
tell myself.
boundaries. Create the
Hmm.
boundaries, because without listen, I'm an example of that. Without saying no, people will just take and take and take and take. And a lot of times, us Black women that we're nurturing, we take on so much, and we give so much of ourselves
We
without.
do.
Yeah. So, you got takers in life, and at some point you have to put yourself first and say no. You know what? Enough.
Yep, that is
Yeah.
He means what? Yeah, because sister, I know you about to come through some fire shit, but yeah, they even tell you that on the airplane, which I never been on, and I understood that concept. Put the mask on yourself
Hmm.
first. You
Yep.
can't save your kids without saving yourself.
Yep.
So let's go,
Girl.
sister.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Put on your own oxygen mask on first. Um,
Yeah.
for my younger self, I just was journaling about this the other day. So I actually talk to my younger self a lot, and that
Oh, I love that.
actually keeps me young. So I do a lot of things and hobbies that I used to do when I was younger that I forgot about.
Absolutely.
Now that I'm doing them, I'm getting like more rejuvenated. So
Hmm.
tell my younger self is the best thing that you can do is invest in yourself because no one is coming to save you.
Girl, you better say that shit. Oops,
You,
sorry.
you with the right person, the right family, the right circumstances, it does happen where you are at the top of somebody's priority list, but it's
Yes,
far in between. So always invest in yourself. That
always.
whatever you put back into yourself will always keep coming back to you. So it's like planting a garden. That's how I envision it in my mind. Like my younger self, keep planting your garden, grow your mango tree, grow everything around you. So it's a beautiful garden, like Garden of Eden.
Yes,
Always, always invest in yourself. Always remember no one is coming to save you.
girl.
No,
Yeah, I agree. I love that. I absolutely love that. Journaling to your younger self is so
Yeah, me
important.
too. I love that. And I love what she said about exploring things that you never could explore when you were younger.
yeah,
But if you invest in yourself enough, you could be your life could become your own playground.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I do. There you go, uppity.
Your your system could be your own ecosystem.
That's right.
You get
yeah,
the right to say like who stays and who goes. You know what I'm saying? Like people have contests online or even in life, but you got to have the real contest. Like who gonna make it past this year, 2026, based on
Girl.
how I feel.
And that way,
I cut people up every New Year. It's a ritual for me. Go ahead, I'm mute.
that way,
I know that's right.
and that way you're complete. So people do this thing where the better half, and I know a man made that up and all that other kind of stuff, but really your better half is you. You're complete. You need to be complete within yourself before
Yeah.
even satisfied or be with anybody else. If you're coming fragmented and all these pieces are cracked all over the place and it's a hot mess and you still haven't got a grip on being orderly, this, whatever, you're a
Yeah.
hot and you're not complete, then you are the one that keeps working on that. So complete within yourself, you're not missing any parts. And a lot
Yeah.
of Black women, it's always like we're searching for something. Somebody's gonna come complete me. I need to do this. I need to do that. I'm not whole. You are whole within yourself right now. Every
Yeah.
you going through surgery, your YouTube page, you're taking care of your kids. With me, a whole bunch of crap. But you know what? No matter what it is, I know that I'm whole.
Yeah.
I'm not a fragmented hot mess piece of garbage. I'm complete.
Yeah.
So that way when somebody does come to me, they're not slipping through a crack, because
Yeah.
I think people look through the crack they could slip through. And I don't have any cracks you can slip through. I have things you can
That's
build
right.
on. I have things you can build on. I have investments that you can be an asset, a part of. But you're not coming here to fill any cracks. I'm complete.
Right.
I'm complete.
I love that. That's so true. And I mean, we have so many obstacles against us more than anybody. And I
Yes.
think people fail to see that, like it is tough out there. It's tough out there, especially when a lot of us are doing it on our own. I mean, I have my family, but I'm pretty much doing it on my own,
You're complete.
and
You're complete.
I'm trying.
And
What were you
I'm
gonna
sorry,
say?
ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. And that's another thing I want to say. Like your family is not gonna always show up for you like they supposed to.
Girl,
You gotta get used to that. You gotta
yeah.
get used to that. And you gotta hold on, Nala. You gotta
She like whatever.
I, I know
She's
I'll mute, but
excited.
I'll mute right now because Nala said no. I'll mute. Go ahead.
uppity trying to say is like your family be the main one that know that I'm not going to use the word mammy or mule, but they want to make sure that you stay in that position. And you're just starting to say no. Of course they're like, who is this girl think she is?
Girl. Right.
So
I'm a complete whole person. And as my family, if you cannot get in to line with my boundaries, then you can get out of line in my life.
Yeah.
hold on. I just want to say this real quick, sister. Love you, love. I see you in the back. After we finish our commentary, I have no problem adding you up, love you, love. Mwah, up kisses. But I'm the black sheep of my family. I have a mother that was narcissistic and she loved to triangulate her children and stuff like that. Now, while I'm not a child, I don't know if it's my posse nature. I would never disrespect my mom. But I remember how she treated me and how much adversity she made me go up with. I didn't have to go through that. So I had to break a
Hmm.
lot of change just to be the mother I want to be for my daughter. So I wouldn't be that way. And it took a lot for me not to be that way to other women. So I'm not open to that. Well, I'm not open to disrespecting her, but I'm not open to letting her in my daughter's life because she has never made amends with me, and that's okay. But like I just working on being a better version of a mother that I never had. I don't use her as an
Absolutely.
excuse in 2026.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
it's okay to leave people alone, family included.
Very,
Sometimes they be the most toxic, and it's okay to walk away. It's okay because family don't always mean blood.
you know. And evolving, the word evolving, what Uppity was talking about in healing, it's an action word. There's no period
Yeah,
of the sentence of I'm healed. When people say that, I'm like, how can you put a period on the end of healing? I'm constantly
it's
healing,
ongoing.
constantly evolving. I want to be healing until I'm gone from this
Oh
earth.
my
I evolve forever. I don't want to just, I evolved, I'm healed. there's no period at the end of that. You're healing,
Yeah.
you're learning, you're evolving. And
So true.
family is the main one you have to put boundaries, especially me, like coming from an African family. There's a lot of boundaries I've had to put on my family and stuff like that. You know, trying to make me get married or make me do this. Oh, you bought a house on your own. Nobody's living in it. I said, I'm a person,
Right. Hello.
my own house.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, my family kind of got in line, family and friends, once they saw like, oh, she not playing.
Good.
But at first it was like hell. It was like, what you mean? What you mean? No.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
No,
was like,
it's a
no,
process.
because I gotta
Yeah,
teach
and
my
you gotta say
son.
no.
Well, and I wanted to teach my son because I just started noticing that he was doing things that he really didn't want to do because you trying to please other people. And I had to tell him like you can't do that because you're gonna be unhappy. You're
Yeah.
gonna be
Right.
stuck with something you don't like, and you gotta just be able to stand up. And I'm telling him, be respectful, but you gotta speak up for yourself. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all, when I went through that whole evolution, when I saw how powerful I was, oh, I became crazy.
Yep.
No, like hell no, nope. Why you
No,
asking me?
there's
No,
power in the
hell no.
word no.
Right,
And
but
I'm
then
and
I
you
had
said
to,
'cause
but
I'm
I
sorry,
had
go
to
ahead.
learn how to. I had to learn how to find a balance. Like you can still say no and set
Like
your
reel it
boundaries
in.
without being a bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes being a bitch is okay because
It
we gotta give
is.
ourselves grace.
Oh, it is. It is. But look, YouTube cameras, I was out of control. I was out of
No,
control.
when
I
you
was.
first discover the word no, you're gonna get out of control with it. Like, no, no, for every little motherfucking thing. If they even try to, like, you're gonna go crazy about it. But I like that she incorporated her son because it's the same thing for me. Like I didn't identify like some mothers do with their sons. Like my son was my first and only love unconditional. Like my son
Hmm.
used to wake up to steak and eggs in the morning.
Oh,
Like at
dang.
that particular time, I would have a company overnight, but they be thinking they about to eat good. No, this is for my son. What the fuck you got going on? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this ain't about you. This is about my son. If you even, but then then again, I have to sit here and balance it because when my daughter was born, which is what I always wanted, I had to keep that balance. Like I always wanted a daughter, but I love my motherfucking son. So God knew what he was doing to me. You know what I'm saying? And then my son is
Yeah.
all American black person. Like he was Harlem, his
Mhm.
dad's Harlem, I'm Harlem. So it made me create a balance. That's why I know God is real. But you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at the same token, I didn't raise no God that's gonna sit here and use no woman. That was my contribute
Come on.
to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not also raising my son to deal with no toxic woman as well. But at the end of the day, my son ain't gonna use you, you ain't gonna use him. You had a immediate balance. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like as women, because I think we all in the dating thing or even dealing with job things, like we all dealt with these women that come from these men that come from these women who think they son do no wrong, and they got to find out in the court case. And sometimes you got to drag their ass along with it too. So I feel like I don't want to go through that. So it is what it is.
I totally agree. Definitely.
Uppity,
But
what
I
tell your
go
younger?
ahead.
You didn't answer the question.
I'm sorry. What was the question, Boo?
What would you tell your younger self? You didn't answer.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was my own question.
I gotta get
Oh,
down
more
because
better
it's
time
storming
because
over
my
here.
more better time kind of took my answer, but I will expand on that. It's like let stuff go. I'm enough. If I feel comfortable with a situation, I have to turn it. I have to let it go. I don't need to revisit situations, and it's not based on so much pressure. It's just like because I have idle time on my hand, and I'm gonna revisit situation. It's not necessarily. If I let it go, let it go. And I have to be a better person for me because I raise kids that are are progressive and forward thinkers, and they're watching me. And I have young adults, and I have Nyla, So I have to stay on point because on purpose, I raise children that don't do do as I say, not as I do. I gotta show by example. So I set the bar high.
Yep.
I gotta keep it at all times because they still watching me. That's me in my young adult children life. Because sometimes they be looking at me like, "What do you got going on here?" But they don't understand everything because I didn't tell them everything, and everything is in its own time. So for me, it's like no, do do as I say, not as I do. It's a real thing, and I have to do better at all times, no matter who's watching me, because everybody's looking at the result, especially my babies.
Aw, I love that.
I love that too. Absolutely.
YTC, you said something? Your sound is going up because it's storming.
Oh yeah, it's storming. I don't know what the heck it is. Is it a tornado or what the hell? Like some
Oh
sort of.
no.
It's
Hear her
bad. It's
because
bad. I
it
don't
was
know if
raining
y'all
over
can
here
hear it. It's
first.
gotten worse. I had to move from the window by the window.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it's pretty
raining over
bad.
here first. But you two cameras, you gave us a good lesson. But I think we want to hear what you feel about your younger self because you gave
I
us a
did.
lesson
I
in
answered
swimming.
that already.
Oh, I
She
think so. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But okay, so
Wait,
what
didn't
would you
I?
guys?
I did, right?
You kind of did, but it's okay. What would you tell your older self? Like, what conversation would you like to have with your older self? Like, where do you plan to be? And I'll start this conversation.
okay?
And in my case, I would like to say to myself, girl, you did that. You got this, she said, and you got this property with an encasing house so your kids is good. Fuck them kids. I mean,
I got up and
I
Not
that's
fuck
too
them
funny.
kids.
I
agree.
feel you though. I feel you because what I was gonna say is because this is something that I've kind of learned. I would say in the last few years, I was so focused on just being a good mom, especially when you have a child who has autism and you got so many different things just not raising a kid, but you got therapies and things are a little different because you have to navigate this whole other world, which is just crazy beyond means. But I have learned in the last few years to do things for myself. So that's why I go get my nails done. That's why I go to the spa once a month because I want to do stuff that makes me happy, that gives me, joy. And I think that's important. So I would tell myself to keep doing that. Keep
Okay.
putting yourself first and doing things that's just for you.
love that. Go ahead. You two cameras or sisters, whoever want to go first.
Okay, for me, I would say, yeah, I was one of those people that always looked out for other people and maybe put myself second, sometimes even third. So, to my older self, I'll be like, make sure your focus is that these accomplishments, it's really about you. It's about me being happy, feeling okay. It doesn't matter who's around as long as I'm happy and I have those that care for me and my family. As long as they're around, I'm okay with that. Just make sure the focus is from here on out. The focus will be on being happy and being your own priority.
Yeah, because you can't take care of nobody if you don't take care of yourself first.
Yeah,
Right.
That part, you two cameras, can I say this? You said it the first time. Anybody that's around you in the future, please make sure they happy about you two cameras and her
Yeah.
life. She's already gonna do the work. You do the work. Go ahead, sister.
to my older self, I've been getting in touch with my younger self so much that I haven't really thought about that. So that's going to be a challenge. I actually just wrote it down of something that I want to work on in tandem with actually, talking to my younger self as well. But to my older self, I would say you betting on yourself it was the best decision for your life. You creating a space for your children and hopefully grandchildren that I'll get sometime soon. Um, and your investments have paid off. And to my older self, I would say your body isn't going to be, you're not going to be gorgeous forever. This body is a human body. So whatever is declining,
Face forward, never decline. But go ahead, girl.
but whatever,
Right.
whatever your body is going through, that's okay. Accept it. Be the healthiest version that you can. And to my older self, that's basically, I would take a more like health conscious, mental health, physical health conscious conversation with her, and just make sure that she knows that also investing into yourself organically with food and mental health is going to be what's going to sustain you, because life isn't over when you turn 48 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80. Life is what you make it. So your investments will always come back to you. And just because you're 70, 75, it doesn't mean that you stop. Keep doing it until you can't do it anymore, until the wheels fall off this thing. Just keep going. You know, take the meat and leave the bones.
Girl, keep going. Don't stop. And like you said before, being healed is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
It does not stop. You keep going, because that's where I'm at now. Me being 55 and having some of the health issues that I've had, I have already started to live, like, trying to eat healthy and exercise and all of those things. And I just feel like, you have to put yourself first. You got to be able to focus on what is going to make you a better you. So I love that. It's so important.
Yes. That's what I would say.
So, like, those are us as mothers, and those that are not. Sometimes society pushes women to put others before ourselves, whether it be our job, our family, husbands, whatever you got going on. But never, ever forget to put yourself first, because that makes you the best mother, employee, and wife. And people enjoy that. And to the women who don't subscribe to society, you don't have to do that. Like, you can't please everybody. You got to please yourself. And that was the best advice I ever got in life. And I want Black women to take advantage of that. So you don't have to be the strong person. Me being somebody from New York City, they say is aggressive. I'm gonna work on crying more first. Like, if somebody try to bother me, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna do it because sometimes I do feel like crying. I don't want to be strong. I don't want my first defense mechanism to be like get with them in the same way. I'm gonna cry because at the end of the day, because I got to like. So it's not my job to be strong all the time. And I want Black women to realize that it's not your job to be strong. It's your job to
Girl,
be a leader for
that is that is
who you
so
got.
true because, well, I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to
No, go
say though,
ahead.
hey baby, yeah, I'll take you to Wendy's after I'm done. So, I would say that that's one of the things that I've kind of came around to as of late too. Just coming into my softer side and my more feminine side. You guys were talking about this when I was in the car, but I was very just into masculine energy because I'm so used to being the person who does everything, and that has since stopped. And I feel like I'm coming into my soft girl era. I see that for myself, and so I'm really pushing that because I think it's important.
Yeah, the Black.
And you right, Mo Better. You right, and Mo Better is a married woman. I don't know what user current thing is. I don't know, sister is single, but it's true. In our marriages and everything, if I we all need our support system to be supportive of us and our natural course. However we feel
Yeah.
not to, we don't need to feel like if I just be me, that support is gonna go away. That's never a good feeling. So I feel like our job going off on this live is like just be ourselves and let the cards fall what they may.
Okay.
Wherever our supporters may. You know what I'm saying? So if that's how I feel, that's how I feel. You gonna love me through it, or you just not gonna fuck with me because I'm gonna love me enough. And sometimes it's gonna get tiring because trust me, sometimes uppity get tired loving herself only. But it's worth it, especially if you got people looking up to you. I mean.
And that's well better. We did talk about that. And I think that's a good way to end too, is like dismantling the strong Black woman trope, because other people have used it to their advantage, but we haven't been able to use it to our own advantage. So dismantling that doesn't mean you're still not a strong human being, but it also means that, like I said, take a page from the Karen book. It's okay to call the police if something looks weird for you. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be the weak one and say, I need help. I can't do this. A strong Black woman trope was conditioned in us, in our communities, to make us strong so others don't have to stand up and be measured against the rest of the world. So we need to take some of that off of our shoulders, and that's going to help with the topic of not accepting the bare minimum. Because what we do is we have the strong woman trope, but we're accepting less than bare minimum in return. And it's okay to be strong for others who are strong for you, but dismantling that strong Black woman trope, when people tell me that, I'm like, please don't. I'm not. I'm very weak. I need help. I have a HOA. This year that you want to pay? I need my hair done. I want to go to Milan.
Right.
I am very, very weak.
Let's go.
That's right.
I'm very, I need help. I need mental, I need anybody want to give me some medical assistance? I'll take that. Food. Listen.
Whatever. Yeah.
Don't tell me you love me or you protect me or you're here for me. Show me. Stop telling me all these things. Show me.
But it's an action verb. And these are three women that are givers of the community. So please don't act like just because they givers and nice, they need help too.
Right.
They don't deserve to be the givers all the time. They deserve to take something in for their own help. Just for them. I don't want y'all hitting these women up saying, oh, no. What can I do for you today? What can I do for you? What can I do for you, sister? What can I do for you, Mo Better? Yeah, outside of what they got going on, like they struggle for in life.
Yeah.
What can you do for them?
What you said about show through tangible things.
Yeah.
I don't need to be pandered to. I don't need to tell you. I don't need to know I'm pretty. I don't need to know I have a fat ass. I don't need to know that got it all.
Exactly.
Like we don't need the words. I love Black women. Meanwhile, your wife isn't even Black. Like, let's stop the pandering of the Black women is gonna stop when we stop accepting words as actual submission of people helping us. We don't need words. We need tangible laws passed in your state to help Black women in disparities. We need tangible things for our children that are going to help them with kids that get looked through the system because they're Black, and autism used to be only a white person kids thing. We need women that were on crack. Now the women are on pills. White women are on pills. Everybody wants to talk about that. But when Black women were on crack, nobody cared about that. We were just a crackhead. So we don't need words. We need tangible, real life help.
Yeah, I agree.
We need a social media. We need the news outlet. When it's a Black woman, we need you to be in uproar as much as you are when it's a non-Black woman. We need you to come look for us. We need you to sound the alarm. I need to see action. I don't want, oh my gosh, let's applaud the Black woman and blah, blah. Show us.
Again, these women won't do it, but I'm going to get all of their cash out because I know some of them. But I'm going to put their cash up under this replay. But we also need you to stop comparing young Black girls to grown-ass men.
Girl.
That's weird. It's okay to support Black women. Black girls don't have to have excellence. They young Black girls. It's weird to me how y'all want to support a fella over a little Black girl because of what her mama mouth looked like. You're weird. And you should not get supported.
And like Voodoo said in the Voodoo said in the chat, men need to show an action, not just words, because us as Black women have showed through actions how much we ride for them, not just in the last 10 years, 20 years, centuries.
Right.
Shown how much we ride for them. I would love to see an uproar and an uptick of men. Gay men are actually doing a better job than the heterosexual Black men. And
Girl,
they will
better
stand up
say it.
or they do. But I'm saying that to say is like, we definitely need more of the good men out there to start
Mhm.
our topics. Take some of this off of our shoulders. Stop resting in the fact that we're strong Black women. Stop
Yeah,
is a big, huge turnoff for me.
I agree.
Same
I
here.
agree. I
I
wanted to
agree as
tell you.
well.
I wanted to tell you though, Uppity, I am not married anymore. My husband passed away when my son was 8 months old. And I made the mistake of not going to therapy. And I realize that now. Therapy, I should have done that because I would have been healed a lot sooner from that experience had I been to therapy. It just made me angry for a long time. But
And can we normalize that too? It's okay. I hate that we come here on this app and we drag people for mental health, but that actually helps to
that's
heal.
crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's
heal.
healthy.
Correct. Yeah, because that's crazy. Because you know how far in between good Black men are there, because they drag me too more better not to have a contact, because I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to this lady. But like I'm just saying, like I asked these HB included, I asked everybody to come on this link because I didn't want a contest. And as you guys can see, it's not that. These women are coming from so many different parts of life. So, and I agree with that. Like some women, if you were happily married, you wouldn't be throwing marriage and unmarried women faces, because clearly you are the bar the one. Because normally it's at one time it was men that was saying like, "Oh, you got to be married to be acknowledged." You don't have to be married to be acknowledged. And I think that women that have so much money and capability get having being single mamas. Meanwhile, y'all was cursing out the other ones. That's an example. So, like I said, if you was able to, one thing I am, I'm all for whatever helps Black women progress in their life.
Yeah.
If it's
But
that's
I,
marriage, if it's single motherhood, if whatever, because some women are choosing to be single mothers, and I didn't choose to be a single mother. But one
me
thing I'm gonna tell
neither.
you is
But
this:
yeah.
I wanted my children. You could go. I
Yeah.
wanted my kids. As far as you niggas, like you can go. But my babies, nah, they gotta stay with me. And then some men will use that to your advantage. But some of these women, because their identity is so wrapped up in the man, they can't receive that. They don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Yeah.
understand it.
Well, you know
I
what I
just see.
wanted to say?
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. I was just going to say that I feel like we need to lead by example. And that's what I do, especially like in the workplace and just in my life in general. I try to lead by example because I just feel like, when you lead by example, then people can see it. It's a tangible thing, like you said, and it makes people want to do better or just realize, okay, maybe this is not right the way that I'm going. I
Mhm.
think it's so important, especially like for me in the workplace. It's not a lot of Black people where I work, and I'm constantly battling, So I constantly try to look out for the few Black women and men that are in my office, and I try to support them and just be honest with them and try to help them as much as I possibly can. Because a lot of those other cultures that I see in the office, they do that for each other and we don't. And we need to do better.
I agree. I totally agree. I just feel like there are things as Black women too. A lot of time we're Black women, we have things figured out, and yes, we do. But there are other cultures, like I said, Asian women, Caucasian women. There are a lot of things that you can actually learn from them and the way that they navigate the world. And there you can learn from them because they're always looked at as, the damsel in distress. So sometimes when you take a page
Yeah.
from their book, and you start replaying it to other people, they're like, you don't need, I'm just like, no, I'm down. I don't know what I'm doing. I need guidance, leadership, because us being again, back to that Black woman strong trope, we take the leadership is being put on us, and but then we're chastised for being too dominant or being too successful and not doing this and that. But it was a necessity for us to be in certain spaces because there was no leadership for us to follow. So if there's a good
Right.
around,
So true.
like I said, I'm also African, so I love a man that's a good leader. I will follow you to whenever. But
Period.
if there's the leadership isn't there, am I supposed to just sit back and be quiet because you were born with a penis and two balls?
Right. So true.
That's not that is not a microphone. That is a penis and two balls. And I'm not talking into it either.
Right.
Not the leader of this pod. In their mind, they're going off they're just like, oh, I'm a man, so that's what you're supposed to do. Well, a real leader doesn't have to tell anybody what they're supposed to do. Their people follow behind them naturally.
I agree.
But I think that's why a lot of us step up as Black women is that we carry a lot of it where it is absent. We step into that role, we do our role, and then step into the role of being the leader, right? And then we also get criticized when we step into that role, and we are so used to stepping in and fixing it, carrying it on our shoulder, being like the leader. And then being called with the stereotype, oh, kind of like too manly or whatever, because we've been so used to filling in that gap. Be the mom and the dad, be the leader, be the one that sets the tone for the week or gets the job done, or be the one to dish out the activities to get done,
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Brown Beauty World said our world is very different, so their way doesn't work. I didn't say adopt white or Asian culture. I never said that.
I knew what you meant.
They have learned a lot from us as Black women. Trust me, in their households, in their culture, in their music, they have taken a lot from us. There is something to be said of you taking snippets and pieces of what has worked for them in their homes, in their wealth management, and in their that you could take and actually use for your life. You can't just say, oh, their life is different. White women and Asian women don't want to be Black per se. They just want to take what they see our strength is and use in their life. They've been doing it since the feminist movement. They used us to get ahead. They used us for their vote to get into this country. People have used us in so many ways, but we haven't looked into other cultures to say, hey, this is actually working for white women. This is working for Asian women. Let me see how I can take a couple of pages out of this book and we can share what actually works for me too. I'm not saying
I think the prerequisites for like racism and even women and men politics is just like going what works for you. Black women have been so aligned, no matter if it's like in their own let's say like cultures or just in America. In my case, like, because I get a lot of flack for not wanting to date American Black men. So Black women has always been maligned for not for going where they're celebrated. My thing is this: don't take your the bad things with you. You know what I'm saying? The bad things they say about you, don't take the expectancy. Like go into every relationship like I'm that girl and you are. You know what I'm saying?
And that's really white women. They could be the ugliest, fattest. They don't care that when they're into their families and stuff like that, they are dominant queens of their household. Asian women are some of the most egregious women in their households. They are so mean, but they actually get more from being that way than Black women giving their all and getting nothing in return. That's not working for us either, though. So take a couple of pages. I'm not saying to be a white woman or an Asian woman. No, I said because we're sharing cultures and they've taken so much from ours. Also, reciprocate and take a couple of snippets that you could see maybe from a coworker or a church member and be like, you know what, this lady is doing it. Let me see what's working for her. And that's helped me immensely coming out of the Black community that hasn't served me in certain ways and actually taking pages from other people and being more on target for what serves me. Because even when you vote, you're supposed to, it's called in protecting your own interests. Sometimes the black community isn't about protecting Black women's interests at all. So to keep signing up for that would be the definition of insanity. Why would I keep signing up for something that is not working for me? That's all I'm saying. Find what works for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the Black community all the time. It could be outside. Just take a snippet, take an idea and be like, you know what? That actually is a good idea. Let me approach it this way. Let me go to coffee day at the job with Susan and Ling Ling. Let me see what they're talking about. Let me go do pickleball with them and see what they talk about. And you'll be surprised. You will be definitely surprised when you come out of it and what you can learn and just being in different rooms and arenas that there's other people that might not look like you that do want to celebrate you as well. So.
Yeah, I agree.
What happened to
Totally.
us? Oh,
I don't know. She dropped down for some reason.
She dropped down and I
it
have
might be Nyla.
my I keep getting phone calls from the same person, so I know I gotta go.
Hey, well, this was a good
You said time to
conversation,
go.
though. I
I
enjoyed
did
it.
enjoy myself. Yes, I enjoyed the conversation.
I did too.
Well, try to come to my live later. I'm gonna have a live. I'm gonna do a story time
Tonight?
about. I'm gonna do a
Okay.
story time about how I became a fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna
I,
be good.
I might be in the clouds, but I'm always, even if I have it like running and I'm doing something else, I always try to YTC you as well. Sometimes
Oh, thank you, boo.
really busy, but I'm like in the clouds and I can't
Yes.
drop down. But if I can, I always do. I hope you guys know that. Um,
Oh, thank
Of
you.
course. Thank you. Yeah. I mean,
I'm always in YouTube cameras clouds every morning. And sometimes I can't drop down because I got an early meeting and I need to hurry up and get to the office. But just know, YouTube cameras, I'm there every single morning. Okay.
I know. Thank you, boo. I appreciate it. And you know that I'm there. If I don't get a chance to catch, depending on which one you do, like what time of the day, because I know you're off Monday, so you definitely do the Monday show. And
Yes.
if it's the weekend, oh, definitely I'm there. Even if I drop down to say hi, and I'm always listening. Um, so I'm there.
and I might listen to what you said and I might start my own page.
You
Oh,
should.
what?
You
Really?
should. Absolutely.
I
Because you have a
That would
lot
be
of good
awesome.
thoughts and a lot of good opinions and you're just the way you come across, I think people would enjoy it. I think you can make people think.
a lot
Absolutely.
a lot of women don't like it though. You'll be surprised. They don't.
No, I know they don't, but you know what? The real ones will.
Yeah.
Yeah. My,
The
my
real ones will.
yeah. My
Because,
I
a lot of people can be intimidated by your beauty and your brains. And
oh,
I've lived with that my entire life. I'm not trying to be funny about it, but I'm just keeping it real.
it's true.
And you cannot let that stop you. You can't be worried about what somebody else is thinking because they not right. You
Yeah,
have to keep going.
that's true.
Please do it. I will support you however I can.
And I let everybody know because people are like, why is it? That's why my name is Sister, because everything I do really is about empowering and protecting Black women, mental health, physical health, And that's why my name is Sister. So it's not just because I'm somebody's sister and I'm sister. No, it's because I really
Oh my
believe
God,
in
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting anybody. But yeah, my battery keep dying. That's why I keep dropping off. You guys
it's
haven't noticed.
But this is a good closing point because
Yeah,
I
we're
think
closing it out. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got to. I'm sorry.
so Uppity, can you go ahead and drop me? I'll see you guys around the YouTube.
Okay,
good to
thank you
see you,
so much,
sister.
sister.
Nice
Nice to
I
see.
appreciate you, boo.
So
Thanks,
happy to
Alex, for
see
having
you.
me. I'll drop too. Wait, yeah, I'm gonna drop. So you probably don't have to drop me.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop
Mo
too,
better.
Uppity, but
Thank
thank you
you, Mo
so much for
better.
having me. I'm sorry I was late, but I had to get my hair
It's
done
okay,
over
boo.
because I'm gonna be in surgery, so I had to get it done
I
over because I'm gonna
know.
be stuck for 6 weeks. So I gotta make sure I'm good. But I love you so much and thank you for having this panel. You have a lot of good ideas and a lot of good thoughts, and I just appreciate you.
I appreciate you more, Mo better. I appreciate you, babes.
All
So
right,
I'm
well,
gonna
you have a
drop
good
my
night.
you too, Mo better. I'm gonna drop my better. Hold
Okay,
on.
drop me.
Nyla. Okay, guys. Sorry about all the interruption. I appreciate everybody that came through. Sorry if I did not see your comment. I did try to put every comment through, but we had a fire live. Shout out to YouTube, YouTube Camera, HB, Mo Better, and Sister. Sister was up here representing, and I'm gonna put these guys' cash apps and my thing, and I hope the best thing learned about this, like we all need help on different levels of life. Like we all got things going on. And I feel like the people that pour into the community should be the ones representing it. Because everybody that pour into community is not always loud about it. And they often has the weakest voices. Not because they weak, it's because they don't choose to brag about shit that they do. And one thing Uppity likes to do is make notice of those people, because I appreciate these guys. Like these women have all been in my cash app for one reason or the other, whether it's for Nyla or for me, and I appreciate that. So I feel like we have to support women who support us, support women in general. And just because nobody isn't basically broke, that doesn't mean they don't need help. We all need help. We got to support their voice, support their charity, support their whatever they got going on. Because we need more women who support women across the diaspora. Yeah, so I don't want that to never be a thing where we're not supporting each other. And that was a thing for this. Because we need all the black little girls looking up to us. And we're not going to give them no nothing. And Jada, let me tell you this. I didn't get a chance to say this, but shout out to Jada mom. I think a lot of you guys are mad because Jada mom, she did what we all want to do for our daughters. Leave her a legacy and educate her enough she do something with it. That's not talked about enough. We don't need to take advantage of that. We need to acknowledge that. And I would love to have an interview with Jada one day about that. But anyway, like I said, can we support these content creators? You ain't gotta everybody that's broke, Uppity a broke one, you know what I'm saying? Not broke like that, but I give my 1K a week. But anyway, I feel like in order for us, we want to see black women in luxury, but we never knew what it took for them to get there. Give them a couple of dollars. It don't matter. It could be 5, 10, whatever. You don't know what it takes to keep them in that place. You don't know how you motivate them, because there's been plenty of women that sent me $5 here, $10 there. And I'll be like, damn, thank you, babes. It really matters. It really does. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the men, the real men, who didn't need to be centered in this conversation. I will censor you here. Because that's what it takes. We need men. It doesn't matter. Your sexuality doesn't exclude your manhood, in my opinion. And I feel like a lot of these women as well. So, like I said, we got to support women who going to support women. That's how we break cycles. That's how we do what we got to do. And sometimes we're gonna have to outsource. So whether there are women in our communities or whether they are women from across the borders and the diasporas, if you fuck with me, I fuck with you, and that needs to be the attitude we need to have. See what I'm saying? And we got to stop hating on people. Y'all would never see uppity hating on anybody. If I want to know what you did, I'm gonna ask you questions, and y'all know I'll always question people because I like to know what happened. I'm not a hater. You can't get nowhere hating on nobody. Support the women who support you. We can start there. Okay. And Jada, shout out to your mom because she actually did what the meme I did was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you wasn't a straight woman, it didn't matter. She did that for you. So I fucks with your mom for that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, later you guys, for my battery run out again. I will see you guys around these YouTube streets. Chef kisses. Thank you to all the ladies that came up here and represented. But I just want to let you guys know you are enough to never always decenter men and represent women in your community who fuck with you. I'm not asking you to deal with any weird ass hoes. Trust and believe that, because I wouldn't. But if you could find somebody in your lane that you like, that's all you need. You ain't got to outsource that part. Mwah.